Stand up, New York Giant fans! I've got my man, Mr. Baddog, in the house. Mr. Baddog, did anything happen these last couple of days?
I'll tell you what. It's been a really, really boring offseason for the Giants. I mean, where everybody else is making all these moves and we haven't done a damn thing. Oh, wait a minute. No, we did something, I think. Didn't we do? We did a couple things.
I think something happened yesterday. Just want to say hello to a couple people in the chat. Diehard Giants fan, Victor Jimenez, New York Giants fanatic, New York sports fanatic, rather. Stuck in the 80s, Trevor 18, William Rogers, Afghanistan, Karen Singh, Joe Lutz, Andy Garcia, Dog Tag, Mike Nixon, Frosted Clubs, Ray's Brian, Sexy Goat, Delano, Christopher Columbus, Connor Burke, Odell Beckham Jr., Caesar Munoz, Boomer Dog, Joe Lutz, everybody, Vodka Drinker, Boom.
Everybody. Whoa, flying already.
Thank you for everybody for tuning in. Essential highlights. If you haven't done so, please hit that thumbs up. Go to the link in the description. Sub up this guy. He's a great Giant YouTuber. Puts in a ton of work. You won't regret it. Let's go, champ. Thank you very much, Nick. Cowboy X Factor. Jeremy Nussbaum. Delano. Andy Garcia. Okay, Jimmo. Now, what happened yesterday, Bad Dog? Fill me in. Oh, by the way, I gotta expand your picture. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
You're on there, but you're not as full. Now you are.
No, good. I like to be full. I like to be full. Yeah, I think we traded a guy. One of somebody, not really a big player. No, somebody nobody knows. Kind of like a practice squad guy. No. Obviously, the Odell Beckham thing is enormous news, and it's funny. We both did live streams about that, and obviously we had to. I mean, this is about as big as news as a Giants fan can have, is the whole Odell Beckham thing, and obviously it had to be addressed. But, it's funny. In my Olivier Vernon video, I say it right at the end of that video, don't be surprised if Odell Beckham's traded. I say it right in the video because I felt like it was coming. I did. And even though I said that, and I said, don't be surprised, I was surprised.
Well, of course you're still surprised. It's Odell Beckham. You never think. And I know most of the people in here, and they're right, that they didn't get equal value. But I'm going to say this. When you trade a superstar, it is few and far between that you get equal value for a superstar player. You're a card collector. I equated this to my Colin show earlier. You collect sports cards. Tom Brady. You know as well as I do. Thank you so much, Eclipse. He says Corey Coleman is the best wide receiver in the NFL. Just saying. Thank you so much for Dilly. Thank you so much for the super chat. I don't got beer to do the Dillies tonight when we get them, but some water will do. But you're a card collector, and when you look in the Beckett book, if you got a card, it'll tell you it's worth $100. But you know as well as I do, when you go to sell that card, you're not going to get $100. You'll be lucky if you get 70, and that's what happened here. The Giants were looking to sell a player, and they didn't get equal value. They got as much as they possibly could. And that's what happened, in my opinion. And I think the Giants signed this guy last year knowing at some point they were going to trade him. They didn't want to just let him walk and let a player that talented go for nothing. And they signed him knowing that in a year or two they were going to trade this guy. And they got as much as they could. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, I have no doubt. If we would have tried to trade him last year knowing he was going into his free agency year, there's no leverage. You're not getting anything knowing that he could walk away. You're not going to give up a first and a second or a first and a third knowing that the next year the guy could jet somewhere else.
Plus, he was coming off an injury.
What's that?
Plus, he was coming off a bad injury.
Right, exactly. The one thing I mentioned in my stream just a second ago was take a look. Antonio Brown's had better numbers than Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
He's had better numbers.
Yeah.
And the Steelers got a third and a fifth round pick for Antonio Brown. Think about the trade value that we got for Odell Beckham, getting a first, a third, and Jabril Peppers compared to what the Steelers got for a receiver that's got better numbers.
Now, the one thing I will say is Brown's much older. But 100%, you're right.
How old is Brown?
Brown's 30.
And Beckham is 26?
Yeah, 25, 26. Yeah. Okay.
So he's not well, wait a minute. He was 22 in 2014. So he'll be 27.
Yeah, 27. Yeah.
I don't think 3 years is that big of a... Sean the Don says he's 31. Okay. Oh, Odell is 26 and Brown is 31.
Okay.
Regardless of the age, look at the production.
Well, the production...
that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, and Brown doesn't get hurt either. Beckham's had an injury history.
Right. So, I mean, if you want to say if 5 years difference means you're getting a third and a fifth as opposed to a safety that can play in a first and a third, I don't think 5 years makes that big of a difference, especially when Antonio Brown's still playing at a really high level. I I think that's a good trade for the Giants, and I know that a lot of guys were upset beside him. So I know Beckham's got a huge following, and he's a very popular player with good reason. He's explosive. He's one of the best receivers in the league. He's unbelievably talented. But at the same time, man, we don't win with this guy. I said that we're 31-49 since we drafted him. He's been a huge distraction. He's 10% of our cap, and you can't. And our team's in shambles.
Right.
You can't build a team when like you say it all the time. You can't build a team around a wide receiver. That's not how you win.
That's my biggest issue with Beckham. Now, a lot of people's biggest issue is his off the field stuff, and that I'm certainly not a fan of. How he's gone to the media and subliminally, whatever, however you say the word, has bashed Eli Manning without saying his name. Right. I'm not a fan of that. But my biggest problem, and it's not Beckham specifically, it's the position. I don't believe in paying the wide receiver position that much money. You look at every wide receiver that gets paid that much, it is very hard to be a winning football team when you're paying a wide receiver what he was getting paid. It's just common sense. All right, let's rank the positions in terms of importance. Quarterback's more important. Offensive line is more important.
Yes.
Pass rusher is more important. Cornerback's more important. A coverage linebacker, in my opinion, is more important. A
running back is more important.
A dual threat running back like a Saquon Barkley. You could make an argument that it is the least important position on a football team. And people might not want to hear that in today's fantasy age with the air it out, but I really believe that. And I don't believe in paying a wide receiver that kind of money. I don't care how good they are.
Right.
Oh, and Ligman, thank you so much for the super chat. He said, if we don't draft Baker or Hollywood, I'm going to lose my mind.
Hey, somebody said in my stream just a second ago, I don't know who it was, and I would lose my shit if this happened. They said, Kyler at 6, Hollywood at 17. Dilly. He's let me have that whole thing.
We missed the dilly, by the way. Dilly.
Can you imagine that? That's not going to happen. But can you imagine Kyler and Hollywood hooking back up again?
Let me ask you, and we got to talk more about Beckham, but I know today, and I saw the highlights. He did have a very good pro day. I'll tell you that. I know you're a big Murray guy. The ball zips out of that guy's hand, and I was impressed. But if they trade up for him, I'm going to go ballistic. Because they just traded, they got more draft picks. Now you have an opportunity to build with all these picks you've gotten. They cannot trade these picks to move up for a quarterback. They cannot do it.
As much as I love Kyler Murray, I don't want to trade up either. If he's not there, listen, if he falls in our lap at 6, you take him. If he's not there, you grab Devin White. And we talked about this. I mean, maybe you do take Hollywood at 17, but you could take Devin White at 6. Hopefully Devin White is there.
Right.
But Devin White at 6, maybe Montez Sweat falls at 17. I doubt it because he had a great combine. But maybe Clelin Ferrell's there. And
right.
you can really start to improve your damn defensive line with young stud players. And the middle linebacker spot, which if we drafted Devin White, we could get the hell rid of Ogletree and save more money.
Yeah, and the other option you could do is you could take a corner there at 17. You could take a Byron Murphy. You could take a Baker. You could go a lot of ways. A Greedy Williams. So there's a lot of options there at 17. You go BPA there, best player available. You could go Jonah Williams. You go a lot of players there. You go a lot of players there.
Who knows if Cody Ford falls down that far? Go ahead.
Your Dilly says, "Oi, dumb nuts! How you guys? Pounds, not yours." Thank you for the pounds, Stephen Lilly. I love Stephen Lilly. And Sam Beal is our guy, but you have to also think, even if Sam Beal is the guy, Janoris Jenkins will not be here next year.
Let me ask you this: is it a reach to take Deontay Thompson at 17?
No, I don't think it is. But
there's another guy that we could look at.
You could. A lot of people like him. Rover Sports loves him. He's definitely talented. Not a reach, but I don't think it's a position of importance at this point. Now that they've added, they added obviously through the trade Peppers, yeah. But I wouldn't be upset. But I think they either go corner, O-line, or pass rusher with that 17th pick. I do not want them taking Daniel Jones there. I've read the rumors about that. Don't do that. Do not do that. Please don't do that.
Oh God, no! You don't want to take Daniel Jones at 17. No, definitely don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Definitely don't want. I'd rather take Haskins at 6 than Jones at 17. If you're going to take a quarterback, I'd much rather do it that way.
Right.
If the Giants don't take Haskins, how far down does he fall?
Great question. And UCF, by the way, says we're loading up picks to get Flowers back. He always says that. But thank you for tuning in.
I heard Flowers signed somewhere else.
Did he? I honestly don't know. Yeah, I honestly don't know. But in terms of what you're asking there, how far would he fall? If the Giants pass him at 6, the next team that could take a quarterback, in my opinion, is the Bengals at 11. Yep. Now, somebody could certainly trade up, maybe to
True.
seven or 8, but I would guess goes to 11 to the Bengals if the Giants pass on them.
Stephen Willie also has a good Miami. They could use a quarterback.
Miami at 13.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
yeah. And the
By the way, I
Redskins
just want to say we got 152 people in here, so thank you so much for joining us. Spike the like for this, man. I got 36 likes. Spike the like, baby. Let's go. Hit that like button for a bright future for the New York Giants, guys. Spike that like for a great draft. For this man been working his ass off.
I appreciate that.
And I mean, he's skinny, so you probably don't have a lot of ass to work off. But he's working like crazy, man. Give this man a thumbs up.
I appreciate that, man. And please go into that description and please check out Mr. Baddog's channel. He always works his ass off. So I always love doing the show. We do this every week. Anybody new to the channel, we talk Giants. Of course, this is a popular show, and we're gonna get back to the Beckham talk. And Kimber Kiss, how are you doing? We're going to get back to the Beckham talk, and then we are going to take questions for the last 20, 25 minutes. That's what we do.
Right.
But in terms of the we'll get back to Beckham here. I think this was inevitable. I really do. I think they knew they were trading this guy for years. Not for years. Since I think they signed him to trade him. I think they signed him to flip him. I think they knew that from the start. And that's what I think. And people said they should have franchised him and traded him, but the trade value wasn't there going into last year because of the injury. And like you said, you didn't know you'd have him for a long-term commitment.
Right.
You know, and but I think long-term, this is going to be a good thing for the New York Giants. It won't be good this year. People are going to have to suck it up. It's a rebuilding year. And they're bringing Eli back, it looks like, which at this point I think is a mistake. But we can't do anything about that. It's 1 year. It's 1 year, you suck it up. But for the future, I'm talking 2-3 years down the line, this is going to be good for the Giants, in my opinion, because they have so much more flexibility, and they could spend the money they were spending on Beckham in areas that really matter. And Beckham fans don't want to hear that. Fantasy football fans don't want to hear that, but that's the truth. Pass rushers and offensive line is what wins in this league. It always has, and it always will.
Yeah, I think it's funny that I had somebody say in my video that all these somebody said guys ages to like 15 to 29 are upset about it. Guys over 30 are like it. And go ahead, you can get that.
Dilly. Daniel Rack says Haskins at 6, best corner at 17, and best edge at 37. That's not a bad idea. I'm not going to be upset if they go Haskins. I've been saying that for weeks. I like Haskins. And best corner at 17 is certainly an option now. I didn't think we'd be in the market for a corner because we didn't have a mid-first round pick. But where we're picking now, I think you're either looking at best corner, best available offensive lineman, or best pass rusher. I think those are your 3 options with that 17th pick, whoever you like the most. Whether it be Taylor, the offensive lineman, Jonah Williams, your best available corner, or a pass rusher like a Montez Sweat, a Clan Farrell, like you said.
Yeah. I just want to give a quick shout out to Beyond the Game. I see he's up there, been hanging out in his streams. That guy's an awesome guy. He streams GTA all the time, which is like my favorite game. So I mean, I don't get to play it, but I get to watch him. So go show that man some love. You guys like GTA or like gaming streams. That guy does a great job on his channel. So
awesome,
just check him out. But yeah, with the Beckham thing, man, like I said, I understand that he's got a huge following, and I know guys don't want to hear it. But we have been like stuck in the middle of the ocean on a rowboat with no paddle.
Right.
There's been no direction with this team for years. Gettleman has a plan. For one, sometimes you got to tear the whole thing down to build it back up. And the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. Well, you're not going to have different results when you have the same players here. We didn't win with Landon Collins. We didn't win with Olivier Vernon. We didn't win with Odell Beckham. So, and these guys took up a ton of cap space. And like I said, you can't build a team when you're committing, 25% of your cap to your quarterback and your wide receiver.
It's great. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And like I said all year last year, we became a fantasy team. We became a pig with lipstick. We didn't have enough money to focus on the things that really mattered. And we're finally doing that. You're seeing Gettleman invest a lot of money for the cap on the offensive line. Now between Solder and obviously the guy we brought in for the Vernon trade, we now have like $35 million invested in our O-line. We're going to invest more in the defense next year when we have all the free cap space. We're going to bring in a 26, 27-year-old stud pass rusher. It's going to happen. Whether it's Jadeveon Clowney, who's franchised this year, that's just a name. But we're going to bring in somebody.
Lawrence.
Yeah, DeMarcus Lawrence. It's going to be somebody. We're going to bring in a veteran. Lorenzo Carter will be better in 2 years. This team is going to get very good in 2 years. I don't care what people tell me. I know it is. I know it is. With all the cap space we're going to have, with all the draft picks we're going to have, we're going to fix this team, and we're going to fix it fast. So I think this was a great trade for the future. I really do. The more I think about it, the more I've had time to let it sink in. I love the trade.
I do too. And I'll tell you, it's funny, you get a lot of trash talking on my channel from Eagles fans especially, which I find amusing because to me, they don't watch the Giants. And guys that are telling me that, oh, you stink, blah, 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 blah. I just sit there and go, you don't watch football? You don't know football? You don't understand the business side of football? You don't understand the cap? You don't understand that, like you said, a wide receiver is like one of the least important positions because you have 3 wide receivers for the most part on the field. So one wide receiver is not end-all be-all of a team, and it shouldn't be. He should not be the second highest paid player on your team behind your quarterback.
It's crazy.
It should not happen.
Yeah.
But we've been bad forever, and it's because of poor drafts. We got stuck in a bad spot because of years. It started with 2011 when we took Prince Amukamara. We should have taken Mark Ingram right there. If we take Mark Ingram in that draft, we don't draft David Wilson the next year and lose that first-round pick, and then we take Justin Pugh and move him to frickin' tackle, which he was never meant to be a tackle. He's meant to be a guard. We reached for Pugh. That was terrible. We hit on Odell Beckham. Then 2 top 10 picks in a row with Eric Flowers and Eli Apple, complete failures.
Oh, God.
And then Reese tries to cover this up by spending 108, whatever the hell it was, $200 million. Go ahead, you can get that.
Dilly. To that boxing says DK and a quarterback or trade for Rosin. Thoughts? DK at 6, I do not do.
No, that's a reach.
Yeah,
big reach.
DK at 17, I'll think about. I would trade for Rosin if it's the right price. If you get him for a second-round pick and only a second-round pick, it's something you got to think about. And neither one of us love Rosin. I think we both agree on that.
Yeah, he's got a big arm, but I just worry about I worry about up here playing in New York. But like I was saying, so you have bad drafts, and then you add bad contracts to it, and it's impossible to get out from underneath that. You can't do it in 1 year. And you have to make this move so you can stockpile draft picks because you build championships through the draft. You fill spots with free agency. You don't build through free agency. A lot of guys don't understand that.
Jet fans are going to learn this the hard way. And I hope they don't. I don't hate the Jets. But I think Jet fans are going to learn this the hard way. You don't win long-term by building through free agency. They spent a ton on free agency this year on C.J. Mosley, a big contract. And Bell was a good contract.
Bell was a good contract.
Yeah, they got him for fair value. And the Jets are building something, but they got to fix that offensive line. But we learned as Giant fans 3 years ago, you do not build through free agency. You use it as a tool. But signing guys to 4 and 5 years year-long contracts and overpaying them, it bites you. You bite you in the ass after a couple of years.
Yeah.
So
it worked for us for 1 year.
Yeah, 1 year. And
it
might work for 2 or 3 for the Jets. They may have a 2 or 3 year window, but long-term, you build through the draft. That's what the Patriots have been doing for years.
Yeah, of course. That's what somebody kept saying it on one of my videos. Seahawks did it. The Seahawks tore it all down and built it up through the draft, and in a couple of years they were in a Super Bowl. And you mentioned it on your call-in show.
Dilly. He said, I did bad today in bowling. I am pissed.
Sorry to hear that, Den.
Thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate that.
But what was it? Oh, about the Seahawks. No, that's what I was saying. So I heard you on your call-in show today, which I love, by the way, because when I'm driving in the car, man, I just put that thing on and I listen to it. It's great.
I appreciate it.
But like you said, and I've said this before, when they talk about how bad Gettleman is, get Gettleman out of here. Gettleman's ruining the team, blah, blah, blah. Like you said, and I've said, he took a 6-10 Panthers team in 2013 and brought them to the Super Bowl in 2015.
Yep.
And I believe they were 15-1 that year.
Yep.
So Gettleman knows what the hell he's doing. And I'm going to trust him because you mentioned this, and I mentioned this too. That dude got big-ass set of balls.
Oh, my God. Does he have a set of cannolis or what? He's got a set of cannolis, that guy.
Yeah.
Last year, let's go back to last year. Last year, everybody is saying you have to take a quarterback no matter what. If you take Berkeley, you are a lunatic. He said, I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to take the guy that's a once-in-a-generational talent. He takes him. Then, he knows the fan base is going to kill him for trading Beckham. He says, I don't care. I'm going to do what I think is best for this organization. And he goes out and he trades him. And what I really want to applaud is ownership. Because a lot of owners would step in. A lot of owners would have stepped in and said, you can't do what you want. You're taking a quarterback. You can't do what you want. Beckham sells me too many jerseys. He's too popular. You can't trade him. But you know what? Mara gave him the freedom to do what he thinks is best for this team. And that, to me, whether or not you agree with the move or not, that's a good sign of an organization that the owner allows the guy to do what he thinks is best for the team, what he hired him to do.
Absolutely. I just want to address one of these comments here. Someone says the New York Giants won a Super Bowl from free agency. Oh, you can get the Ligma thing.
Dilly Ligma, thank you so much. He says it's Super Chat special. Can we bring back Tom Coughlin? He's too old.
Yeah. But tell me how the Giants won in 2011 with the free agent market. Victor Cruz was an undrafted free agent. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he was undrafted or whatever it was, but that's not picking up a guy through free agency. Justin Tuck was ours. JPP was ours. We drafted him.
Hakeem Nicks, ours. Eli Manning,
Hakeem
ours.
Nicks was ours. Manningham was ours. Eli was ours.
JPP.
Jacobs and Bradshaw were ours.
JPP was ours.
Right. I mentioned JPP.
Oh, okay. Antrell Roll was a free agent.
Okay, so again, you pick your spots of free agency.
Yeah. That's what
build that team of free agents.
Yeah, they didn't build through free agency. They picked their spots. It's very rare. The Rams are an example of a team, had they won a Super Bowl, that brought in a lot of free agents. But usually you have to build through the draft. I mean, look at the teams that are most successful. How many times do the Steelers and Patriots go out there and sign big free agents? How many times do they do it?
Never. The Patriots, if they're going to go out and sign somebody, they give up nothing for these guys.
They got Moss when they bought Moss.
Fourth round pick.
Yeah, his stock was so low. They brought him in. They're a smart organization. They don't overpay for people.
Yeah, they did it with Josh Gordon too. They took a shot. They didn't give up anything for Josh Gordon. They took a shot. Didn't work. Yeah. But they still won the damn Super Bowl. So it don't even matter.
Because they don't give up much.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Rumboy says hot takes, man. Listen, I'm not gonna listen to ESPN. I'm not going to listen to the NFL Network because they're going to tell you, of course, because the Giants traded Odell Beckham, it's the end of the world. They're so retarded. I don't care what they say.
Oh, God.
I don't care what the media says. I'm going to tell you what I feel. I'm going to tell you what I feel is the right way to build an organization, and the Giants haven't been doing it for quite some time, and they're getting back to it.
Let me tell you something about the media. The media is there to sell stories. The media is there to cause drama. The media wants you to, because people love drama. The media don't want to actually tell you what the hell is going on with the Giants and actually applaud them and say that's a good move. They don't want to do that. They want to, oh, God, well, we don't have Odell Beckham in New York now. What the hell are we going to do as the New York media? So we have to talk about how Gettleman's ruining the team. We got to tell them how it's a disaster that they let Landon Collins walk. Did you see the money Landon Collins got? We could have never paid him that. Anyway.
The highest paid safety in the history of football.
It's ridiculous. Then he was 43rd ranked in PFF amongst NFL safeties. They gave him $84 million. That blew my mind.
Thank you so much, Dilly. One Giant Bottle says, Dilly, Baddog, and Chris, surprise, I agree.
Dilly, brother.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
They said it's a disaster after he signs with the Redskins. I'm like, you guys are just stupid. I'm like, who?
Dilly. Haskins. Oh, God, don't even get me started on Stephen A. Smith. First thing.
Oh, yeah, perfect example of it.
Don't even get me started on Stephen A. Smith. That tells you, and I never, I don't want to get into racial or political things, but that Stephen A. Smith stereotyped him because he was a black quarterback. He never watched game film a day in his life, and he said, oh, well, I think he's more of a runner than a thrower, so I don't think he could succeed. Have you ever watched anything on this guy? The guy ran a 5.0440.
Yeah. I mean, he obviously didn't watch him at all. I mean, that made me laugh. I'm like, wow, this guy's got to well, let me just read this real quick. I have NFL Network on. Odell Beckham says, I'm extremely excited about the opportunity to be a part of this organization and the direction they're headed. Browns fans deserve a winning football team. This is a fresh start for me, and it's going to be great to join Baker Mayfield and Jarvis on this team. I'll always appreciate the opportunity the Giants granted me, and I'm thankful to them, along with the fans and people in that city, for supporting me. I actually said something nice. But, the ESPN guys, the NFL Network, they're there to sell stories. They're there to get you to watch. They don't actually pay attention to what the hell is going on. That's why there's so many people, and I'm sure you get this too.
Yeah.
On my channel, that come in and go, I don't listen to you. I want to hear what you have to say. Yeah. I don't want to listen to ESPN. If I want to hear some other Giants, I want to listen to what you have to say.
Right. Because we actually follow the team.
Right.
These guys, they're just there to make headlines and sell stories. And that's what they – and I'm not going to say that about all media. There's some guys that do a good job, but
that's true.
Yeah, but a lot of these, they're all going to tell you that because they want to get you riled up, they want to get you upset, and we knew this was going to. Oh, Kyle Petrano, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, "Run back, Barkley, run and run." Dilly. That is the smartest thing anybody's ever said.
Sounds like me every Sunday screaming the Giants. Run!
We need to get this guy as much help as he possibly can. We drafted this guy second overall so we could build the team around him. If you could fix that O-line, which they are clearly doing. They're clearly in the process of doing. They bring in one of the best guards in football. That left side of the line is going to be much improved now with a year of experience playing with each other.
Yeah, they got better. The second half of the year, they got a lot better.
A lot better. Draft a good right tackle this year in the draft, and you are starting to do something. And if you can get an above-average offensive line, now I know they're going to try to stack the box without Odell Beckham, and I know that's what a lot of people that are very upset about this are going to say, because now they'll put 8-9 in the box consistently. But it's not like we don't have any weapons. It's not like Sterling Shepard is chopped liver. Evan Ingram's still an explosive playmaker. We could get by with these guys, especially if you draft another guy in the draft.
And something else guys need to remember is Corey Coleman was a first-round pick.
Yeah.
And Corey Coleman was very good with Cleveland. He broke his hand. That hurt him. And trust me, I'm a Big 12 guy. And I watched him at Baylor. That kid can play. Corey Coleman is a very underrated wide receiver. Is he Odell Beckham? No. He's not Odell Beckham.
Nobody is.
But he's serviceable. And we won with serviceable wide receivers. You know, with the exception of Victor Cruz. Victor Cruz had the huge...
And Plaxico Burress.
Plaxico, right. You know, and Amani Toomer was very good. Steve Smith was they were very good. They were good to very good. But they weren't $19 million a year good.
No.
You know?
Nobody is, in my opinion, at the wide receiver. And anybody who pays that much, you're out of your mind for a wide receiver, in my opinion. Okay, stack the box if you want Ingram. Exactly. They'll make you pay. Once we get the quarterback in here and fix that offensive line and give the quarterback time to throw the football, those weapons are more than sufficient, especially having the ability to throw Barkley's essentially a wide receiver, too. That guy's got better hands than anybody on the team.
Yep.
So, I'm not worried about not having... They can make do with the guys they have, and I'm sure they're going to add another weapon in this year's draft or next year's draft.
Yeah. Wait till we get Kyler Murray, and then you watch him do his thing. wait till we get Kyler, and he can run too, and they're really in deep shit.
But I just am so happy that we both are in the same mindset with this, because I know a lot of Giants fans aren't. A lot of Giants fans think they're absolutely insane for trading Beckham, but I've been watching this team for far too long. The Giants are a blue-collar team. They've always been a blue-collar team. That's when they're at their best, not when they're this flashy team, and that's where they were getting, and that's what Gettleman is bringing us back to now, the nuts and bolts, what Giants football is all about, and it's going to take time. Like you said, Rome wasn't built in a day. 7 years of bad draft, time after time of getting away from Giants football, and it's going to take 3 years. It's a 3-year process before I think we're ready to go. I think next year we're still going to be rebuilding. I think the year after that, you better look out. I think the New York Giants... 2020, they're going to be a dangerous football team.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. It's like I said, we're gonna have a bad. Listen, we've had bad years after bad year after bad year after bad year. At least now there's a direction. At least now we know where we're headed, what we're building around. Because, like I said, and it's funny, when I was doing my live stream and I went to you and I, when I was listening to you talk, I'm sitting there going, you are saying almost exactly verbatim what I'm saying to my. And I'm sitting there going, we could not think more alike on this.
Yeah.
That it's a good move for the Giants. It really is. And again, the more I thought about what the Steelers got for Antonio Brown, the more I realized we really did really, really good in this trade. Because, like I said in the video today, no more kicking the field goal net. No more headbutting Josh Norman. No more punching and screaming at the cooling fan because Saquon Barkley broke off a huge touchdown run. No more throwing the quarterback under the bus. No more boat trips. No more drugs in the bed. No more.
Right.
No more.
And now we have a true. We know who the leader of this team is now, and that's Saquon Barkley. And we don't have to worry about that. You and I both know. Every week we worried about what's going to be next with Odell Beckham. What is he going to say about Eli Manning next? What's he going to do in the locker room next? And then he goes on the Twitter and he does this and that. I don't need that in my life. Give me a guy that's a team guy that's a leader. Odell Beckham is not a leader, and when you're paying a guy $20 million a year, he better be a leader. And he's not, and that's it. I'm glad he's gone. I'm sorry, I am. Not so much because of the player. I'm more glad he's gone because of the contract, but he was a headache too. He was.
Huge headache. I love West Coast. The guy's a Niner fan. Always trolls the pages. Was a Niner, but worry about your own team. Number one, Reese was not going to take Mahomes. Ben McAdoo wanted Pat Mahomes, not Jerry Reese. Yeah. Not Jerry Reese. Reese did not want to trade up the take.
Ronaldo says we're idiots because we don't want to pay a wide receiver $20 million. Tell you what, you pay your wide receivers $20 million, see how your Jets do. Pay your wide receivers $20 million, Ronaldo, see how your Jets do. If you think you should pay a wide receiver quarterback money, see how many Super Bowls you win, Ronaldo. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Well, how many Super Bowls have they won anyway? Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, come on. You know, I don't understand how teams or fans of other teams are going to come over here and tell us how to run our organization.
Right. Right.
That's what makes me laugh, especially when they're crappy teams. You should have taken Darnold. Okay, we should have taken it right. What was the Jets' record? They're drafting before us.
Yeah.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, exactly.
Yeah.
What was the Niners' record? They're drafting before us, right?
And
Right.
now I'm gonna tell you another thing. Ronaldo says, "Who's the talk of the town?" You're the talk of the town because you guys had $1 billion of cap space. Wait until next year. Wait until next year. We'll see who the talk of the town is next year when the Giants have the cap space and they've built the team up right, and they're not spending $15 million a year and $13 million a year on running back, and they're building the team right. We'll see who the talk of the town. Enjoy your year.
And how much on Mosley?
What?
How much on Mosley?
$17 million a year on a
And
middle
they tried to
linebacker.
spend $17 million on Barr, and he went back to the Vikings.
Yeah, and listen, I don't hate the Jets. I root for the Jets, but let's give the Giants a year or two under this regime with this plan before we start bashing what they're doing. That's all I'm gonna say. You don't build a team around a wide receiver. You just don't do it.
Right. The funny thing is, like I said, we were 31-49, and one thing people were saying is, "Oh, they lost to Barkley too." I'm like, you guys saying that they lost to Barkley, don't either are just trolling very poorly. I really hope it's just a troll job, because if you're really sitting there telling me that we lost to Barkley too, you don't know anything about football. Beckham was here for 5 years. We were 31-49. 31-49. What have we won? We've been bad for 7 years. So one more year, I'll deal with one more year to be better in 2020, knowing we are going in a direction where we're getting better, building through the draft, and we'll have a ton of cap space to get impact players on here to go with a young team. This team knows what it's doing.
Yep.
But it's funny to me when I got teams or fans from other teams who are worse than the Giants, worse than we are, telling us that this is a bad move.
Well,
Because Jimmy Garoppolo, based on 4 games, getting $90 million or whatever he got, that was smart. Right?
Well, it is what it is. I understand why people are saying it's a bad move. I don't believe it. I've never believed that, and I disagree. I will argue till the end of time if anybody tells me wide receivers should be getting paid what quarterbacks do. I don't agree with it. I will never agree with that. I think it's crazy.
What do you think about safeties getting paid?
Yeah, well, near what quarterbacks get. Yeah, 14, 15.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Nuts.
It's insane.
But hey, listen, guys. We got 192 people in here. Spike that like from a man. Let's get to at least 100. I mean, come on. Like I said, this guy works his ass off in here. You know, I say spike that like. The future of the Giants is bright. Believe it or not, man.
And please go into that description to check out Baddog. He does a great job over there. And thank you guys. Hey, Chris and Baddog, the poison to building is nostalgia. We should have been grooming. I agree with that, Jeremy. That's not.
I do too.
I'm not gonna go against that. If I could go back in time, I would have said we should have taken a. Now, the thing that's tough about this, you got to be completely fair. 2015, the Giants had a very good offense. So you couldn't have thought...
We did.
You couldn't have thought going into 2016 that we need to replace a quarterback, if you're being completely fair. They had a very good offense. 2016, the offense struggled, but they were a very good team. They went to the playoffs. So you're not going to think about, in my opinion, you're not going to think about replacing Eli off an 11-5 season. So then 2017 comes along, and that year, if you want to argue,
everyone was injured.
Last year, you could argue they should have taken a quarterback, but they took Saquon Barkley. So that's, I mean, if we're being completely fair, you weren't going to do it in 2016, and I don't think you're doing it off a playoff season. So maybe last year you could definitely argue it.
Yeah, 2015, Eli probably had the best year of his career. I think he threw 35 touchdowns and only 14 interceptions, and he had a huge year. I mean, we were losing games 52-49. He threw 6 touchdowns against the Saints. We lost 52-49. We lost, 38-35 against the Patriots, or 37-35. That defense in 2015 couldn't stop a nosebleed.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, we bring it, like I said, Reese spends all that money on defense. The defense is fantastic for that particular season, and the offense couldn't get out of its own way. I don't know what happened there.
Right.
I don't understand how all of a sudden it went to hell.
Right.
But I actually do. Eric Flowers was a big part of that. Oh, God. Eli Mann, every time Eli Mann turned around, he's getting blasted from the blind side because...
Could I see... we're going to have to get to the questions in a minute. It's going to be moving very fast. We're going to try to answer as many questions as we can. Matter of fact, we'll start answering a few questions. If the Browns don't win with OBJ, then what's the excuse if it's still Eli's fault? There's no excuse. We've both said that Eli Manning needs to move on. There's no excuse. We know that they need to replace the quarterback. There's no excuse here.
as I said in my video, okay, the entire team's to blame for them losing.
Yeah.
And the reason that we're losing is because the entire team is bad. And in order to move on and get better players on your team, you need to get rid of guys that make $19 million at the wide receiver spot. That's why this was a good trade. And Eli Manning will be gone next year.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's $23 million more. So that's $42 million. We have a cap space.
Jenkins, gone.
Exactly. So there's another $11 million. Yeah. Ogletree, done.
Yeah.
There's another, 12. Whatever it is, $12 million. Yeah. They're going to have a ton of cap space.
Yeah.
A ton.
Red Ellison, $6 million.
Right, exactly. Kareem Martin, see you later. $6 million.
Yeah.
So there's going to be, it's going to be a lot of cap space.
Yeah, it is.
A lot.
Eli should have been in Jacksonville. Maybe a few years ago he should have been. Yeah, I mean it would have been better for him. Let's see. I'm trying to get questions here. You keep bum Eli and bum ass. I can't see. It's moving way too fast here.
Yeah, it is.
I'm trying. A lot of
returns, kicks. Probably Corey Coleman. Jabril Peppers is more of a punt returner, I think. Frost.
I think they're gonna have more than $65 million in cap because
might have $90 million.
Yeah, what's going on, Yvonne? Thank you for tuning in the stream.
Because the cap will go up 10% again too.
Yeah, the cap space is gonna go up by 10%, and just the money we just said alone is like $75 million. Jose Padilla, thank you so much for the super chat. He says great stream as always. Really appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much. Replace this as a 3-year rebuild. It is a 3-year rebuild. It is gonna take 3 years. What's up, guys? I just started a YouTube channel about the Giants and Rams. Y'all got any tips? Just be yourself and don't care what people think. Say what's on your mind. Tell people your honest opinion. The Giants are interested in Rosin. I'm seeing they should be for the price that I think he's going to go for.
Yeah, we talked about that the other night. Or I know I did. Last night I talked about the Giants going after Josh Rosin. I know I mentioned that in my stream a bunch of times that I think the Giants may make a run at him.
Reports are
saying if they make a run at Josh Rosin, then Eli's gone.
Whoa. I don't know if this is true or not. Andy Garcia is saying reports are Rosin got traded to the Giants for their newly acquired 3rd-round pick. That can't be true.
No, I'm watching NFL Network, so I know
that can't be true.
I'm watching it. I have it on here. That would be breaking news.
That's basically a 4th-round pick. It's the end of the 3rd round. There's no way. Guys, what are your thoughts?
It definitely did not happen.
What are your thoughts on the Giants being interested in Josh Rosin?
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense for the right price.
Because if we're giving up, we talked about this before. We believe Rosin and Haskins are about equally talented. We would have to use a 6th pick to get Haskins. We could get Rosin for
2nd-round
not
pick.
either one of our 1st-round picks.
Yeah.
So to get a guy that the Cardinals traded up, to get a quarterback who a lot of analysts, a lot of mock drafts had going number 1 to Cleveland. He didn't go there, but he went top 10. To get a top 10 quarterback, a guy that possibly could have went number 1 for a 2nd-round pick at the most,
it's a no-brainer.
You do it.
It's a no-brainer. Let's see. Shepard to a long-term contract. I think that is what will happen next year, William Watson. Now that we lost Beckham, I think they will invest in Shepard. I don't know how much they'll pay him, but I think he will be a Giant here for long-term, yes.
He'll probably get $12 million a year.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Motivated by success, says my guy, the entertainer. I'm buying a Bell jersey. Well, you should, Jets fan. You should be excited. Is it Eli's fault if OBJ and the Broncos continue? I missed the rest of that. So I
know. I'm trying to look at what you're looking at.
All right. Is it Eli's fault if OBJ and the Browns continue to lose? What does Eli have to do with the Browns winning or losing? There's nothing to do with it.
It doesn't have anything to do with it. The Browns have a much different team than us. The Giants have a bunch of overpaid guys and a bunch of bad draft picks. The Browns have got a bunch of young studs: Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, Nick Chubb, Baker Mayfield, Antonio Callaway. They have Mark Landry over there, and now they added guys.
And you know what the Beckham fans are going to do next year if the Browns do well. They're going to be like, oh well, look what could have happened if Beckham was a Giant. It's two completely different situations. The Browns have a much better all-around team than the Giants do, and the Giants, it's going to take 2 years. You have to be patient.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah. I completely agree about it. Rosin and Haskins are trade back for quarterback next year. Honestly, listen, I would much rather trade for Josh Rosin and draft defense than draft Dwayne Haskins at 6. And I'm not even a big Rosin guy, but I'd much rather do that. Because if Rosin is average with a Saquon Barkley and a good offensive line and a great defense, we're going to win.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just trying to read some comments here. Giants for 5+ too late for OBJ. I don't know what that means. I know we're interested in Rosin. They should be. A report came in and out. The Giants are interested in Rosin. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
They've been interested in him.
You think Haskins could fall to Washington? I think it's possible. If the Giants get Rosin, I think it's possible, yeah.
I don't. I think he'd go to Miami or Cincinnati. We talked about that earlier. I asked how far he'd fall down.
But the Redskins could trade up. But the thing is,
that's true. The Redskins could trade up, but I don't think he'd fall to 15. No, I don't think he would go down.
Arcane Asylum says because Eli's always to blame. Did you not get the joke? Okay, now I get it.
Oh.
Okay, yes, he gets blamed for everything. Cody Latimer. Yeah, he probably will be back on a very cheap contract.
Right.
I don't even know. He might be already. I honestly don't know. Jets vs. Giants, about to be fun. Rover is going to eat his words. Well, Jets vs. Giants is going to be very fun. Who do you... I missed that question. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying.
Who do you think is a better upside, Haskins or Rosin? I see that there. That's who you're going to...
I think Rosin. I think Rosin has better physical tools.
Yeah.
Mike Nixon, I'm going to try to have that up by the weekend, my next mock draft.
I love all these guys. The breaking, Rosin goes to the Giants for a third-round pick in Goodson. I'm watching NFL Network. So I know that's not true. Normally, these guys are giving me with that. I always have to go check it. But I have this up right now. I'm watching it. So I know that hasn't happened.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no point in you guys saying that. There's no way. Yeah, stop faking that. Was it true the Giants turned 2 first-rounders down 2 years ago? No.
No.
They wanted 2 first-rounders 2 years ago, John.
Yeah, nobody offered that.
They didn't get it. Yeah.
Nobody offered
Eli.
No, MH, I haven't had a wet dream in forever, but if they ever did draft him, I probably would have a few nocturnal emissions without a doubt.
And that's the other thing I say. Even if they didn't get offered that. They didn't, the first 2 first-rounders. But they basically, and granted it's a mid and a late, but they basically got 2 first-rounders and a third in this trade. They got a safety who was drafted 25th overall, who just 2 years ago, he's 23 years old, with a lot of ability, and they got the 17th pick. So I look at that like they got a mid-first, a mid to late first, and a late third with cap space. So that's the way I look at it.
Haskins has a better body. I don't know what that has to do with a quarterback. Big Ben's body's disgraceful, and the guy won 2 Super Bowls. He was one of the best quarterbacks in the league when he was in his prime. I don't know what his body has to do with it. But Rosin, I don't know I don't know how he's injury prone. Was he injured last year? I never watched the Cardinals, so I couldn't tell you.
All right, who would you decide to take with number 6 if we go defense? Okay.
Devin White.
Yeah, if he's there, yes, Devin White probably. There's nobody else there that blows me away. I like some players, but there's nobody else there that blows me away.
Not at 6.
Yeah, I'd probably go Devin White. He's probably the guy I would want if I'm going defense.
Yeah. Unless Josh Allen somehow fell down there.
Yeah.
Be a dream come true if that guy slipped, but I can't see it happening.
Yeah, this chat is going way too fast. We're trying our best.
Peppers is not worth a first. We didn't give up a first for Jabril Peppers, Mitch.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean. Peppers is not worth a first. Peppers was a first-round pick, but not worth a first means you would have traded him for a first-round pick. We didn't do that.
First pick, who do you take? Not who the Arizona Cardinals are going to take. I wouldn't. Not in the situation they're in. But that looks like, are you sending people my way? I just got a little surplus. I am not, J-Zac, but go on over there and check them out. But you put out a good video today, so that's probably why.
Yeah, it happens.
Answer that why.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know what's going on with mine. I went to the gym and I came back and I don't know. I had a big jump. I was like, what? I was like, I must have liked the video. I don't know.
There you go.
It's strange.
Do you think the Giants will go an edge rusher at 6? They definitely can. Kyler at 6 and Byron Murphy at 17. Kyler, I don't know if he's going to be there at 6, but based on all the rumors. And but Byron Murphy is certainly a guy I would consider at 17.
Devin White or Josh Allen.
Trade up for Bosa? No, I don't want to trade up for anybody.
No, I'd rather have Devin White or Josh Allen over Bosa.
Yeah, I don't want to trade up. Period.
But Kashendra asked Devin White or Josh Allen. It's a great question. I think you have to take Josh Allen because a middle linebacker is extremely important. They set the defense, but man, you get that edge rusher that just blows the quarterback up, ends those games. Like we didn't have that guy. I mean, the last game of the season was a microcosm of our season. We had the Cowboys 4th and 15. Olivier Vernon misses the sack. Dak gets out of it, throws the ball to Cole Beasley, and we lose the game 36-35.
Right.
Microcosm. You get Josh Allen in there, he makes the sack game over.
Right. Josh Allen. I would love Josh Allen. I would love Josh Allen. And if I'm a Jet fan, that's who I'd want with that pick. I think Josh Allen's a stud.
Whoa, Big Green. Whoa, there is no next Lawrence Taylor. Whoa.
Yeah, slow down there.
There is no next Lawrence Taylor.
Slow down there.
What I want to say about the Beckham thing real quick again. Everyone's talking about, we're going to suck. with the exception of that Titans game where we were just flat and couldn't do anything. The Titans ran us over. The Giants scored 102 points in those other 3 games, including a 40-burger that they laid on the Redskins without Odell Beckham.
Right.
Without. We averaged 30, minus that Titans game, and I'm telling you right now, Odell Beckham would not have made a difference. If you watched us play that game, it would not have made a difference.
Yeah.
We got killed that game. But they scored 40, I think 35 against the Cowboys, and then 27. I forgot who we played second last. But that's an average of 30 points a game.
Played the Colts.
The Colts. And we had a big lead there.
Yeah. Should have won. In Indianapolis.
The defense lost those games. They lost the Colts and the Cowboys game. The defense lost it.
Right.
Okay? We scored 62 points in those 2 games. That should be enough to win both those games.
Right. And people forget. I mean, you look at the Carolina game. That's a game we probably should have won. A couple of balls bounce our way. If we have a better defense last year, we could easily win 9 games. Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
And we almost blew the Bears game. They gave up 10 points in the last 90 seconds. We won it all.
You know what that was? Odell Beckham doesn't die for onside kicks.
And Saquon Barkley runs his ass off from whatever, that 3rd and 23 and gets 20 yards, and I'm screaming at the TV, just go down, Saquon. You're not getting. And he gets it. They get the 4th. They kick the. I mean,
yeah.
The kid's special.
Oh, he's unbelievable. Unbelievable. What up, Mr. Arby? The most important. Okay, it's a joke there. We have to do a better job at winning close. Of course we do. I mean, that's the difference between a team that wins 6 games and a team that wins 10. If we sign Bortles, I will not support this franchise anymore, Andy Garcia says. Well, they're not going to sign Bortles, are they? They're not going to sign Bortles.
If they sign Bortles, it would be they're dumping Eli Manning, and Bortles is in here for 1 year or 2 years, and he backs up our draft pick.
Yeah, at that point, just keep Eli. Bortles sucks. I mean, let Eli go out in 1 year rather than bringing Bortles.
How do you think Eli Manning feels right now?
If I'm Eli Manning, I'd retire. I really would. What do I have to prove? I'm not going to win next year. Why is he coming back? Why?
That's what I said. What are you doing?
Yeah, unless it's if it's for money, but he has enough money. So
right, that's what I mean. So why would he
unless he legitimately believes they could win, but I don't see it. Now to be fair, let's be fair, but this isn't the same Eli. He's older now, but everybody was down, and that was a much better defense. So let's be real here. But the year that they lost Tiki and Shockey, everybody thought they were going to suck, and they ended up winning the Super Bowl. But obviously, I'm not expecting that to happen this year. But I'm
right,
he in his head, he's an athlete, he's a competitor. He might be saying to himself, well, we've done it before. Maybe the locker room changed, and this. I'm just trying to get in the head of Eli Manning, but I don't think he should come back. I think he should retire. He's going to get killed. The media's going to kill him. The fans are going to kill him.
Especially if we draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
Or like you said, this first 2 incompletions, you get boo.
Yeah.
Bring in the next kid. I mean, does he want to go out like that? Is that how he wants to leave his legacy, by getting replaced by a guy, getting booed off the field? It was different with Kurt Warner. When Warner was replaced by Eli, because Warner went to the Arizona Cardinals and blew it up and got to a Super Bowl. Yeah. Eli's not going to have that opportunity. Eli's done. No one's going to sign a 39-year-old quarterback
next year's his last year if he comes back. It's his last year. No, he's not. Nobody's going to give him a chance.
Again, guys, I was just going to say, spike the like for this, man. 204 people in here, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Really, really appreciate it. But spike that like, baby. This is for the entertainer who works his ass off. And love this guy to death.
Yeah, this was a busy week. This was a busy week for me, making a lot of updates. I'm going to continue to put out a lot of content. And if you guys haven't joined the channel, please do so. Ring the bell. We may not always agree. I'm going to always tell you my opinion. And please go into the link in the description. And please join this man's channel. I can't say the S word. Join this man's channel. You will not regret it. We work together all the time. I'm on his channel every other week. He'll be back on my channel Friday. We work together twice a week, sometimes more. So you will not want to miss it. We stream games together. We love each other. We're great. We're helping each other grow. That's what YouTube's all about.
Yes, it is. So please, guys, like I said, bang that, spike that like, baby. Let's go. For the future of the New York Giants. And for one of the best video makers on YouTube.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Coming from you, that means
you're man, brother. You know how it goes. I mean, let me tell you something about entertainment. I love this guy more than I love Kyler Murray. All right.
That's saying a lot because Kyler Murray's his boyfriend. I see Pumpkins in the chat. What's going on, Pumpkin? Have I slept this week? Not much. I've been putting out a lot of videos, a lot of work. Free agency comes around once a year. I wanted to make the most out of it.
Yeah, yeah, you killed it. Like I said, I have set aside a block of time.
Yeah.
I love the call shows because, like I said, I listen to those in the car.
Right.
And it alleviates my road rage because I'm so busy listening to the callers and listening to you. I don't even think about the idiots on the road.
Right.
When I got like rap on or something, I already got my adrenaline going, and then I'm getting ticked off. Like, did the entertainer have a call-in show? Oh, I'll put that on. Better.
Oh man, I can see Kyler Murray being a bad influence and really. What makes you say that, Guillermo?
Yeah.
What makes you say that? I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm curious, Guillermo. What do you know that I don't?
Yeah, we
Because I'll tell you right now, the guys in Oklahoma love him to death, and his coach speaks extremely highly of his character, his leadership in the locker room, everything. And again, I'm a Sooner fan, so it's hard to get something by me that I wouldn't have heard. Kyler's a square. Why is he a square? Because he didn't perform at the combine? I don't get what is he? What is a square?
I don't know. I'll say this.
What he is a damn good quarterback that is going to go number 1 overall probably in his draft.
I'll say this: I am not I'm not the biggest Murray fan. But I try to be fair and objective. And I watched him at his pro day today. That ball zips out of his hand. You can see it. That ball zips out of his hand. He certainly has the arm strength. The height is still a little bit of a factor for me, but I definitely see what people see in him. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry about that height. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
You're going to escape the pocket, throw on a run. Or you're going to say, oh, you know what? You're going to cover the guy. I'm going to take off. Like I said, the one thing that I would love to have as far as Kyler Murray goes, and again, I mean, he can throw the ball, which is the most important, but just the threat of one of our quarterbacks being able to convert a 3rd and 7 with his legs. Because those are absolute backbreakers for defensive teams, a team when you've got him 3rd and long, it's 3rd and 5, 3rd and 9, and that quarterback takes off and gets 12 yards. Yeah. It is and I know because they do it to the Giants all the time.
See, I completely get that, and I know watching the Giants that I can't stand that when you have the mobile quarterback that can get out and do things because that kills the Giants all the time. But it just worries me. And I'm not saying he would depend on that. I recognize the guy throws. I just don't like quarterbacks that look to run when there's opportunities because I think it's an injury waiting to happen. But it certainly would be fun to watch, and it would be an extra dynamic to the offense. There's no doubt in my mind. And when he's healthy, it would be a scary offense between him and Berkeley. And he certainly could throw the football. It is not like Johnny Manziel. It is not like he's similar to Robert Griffin. Robert Griffin could throw the football. He's similar to him. I think that's the best comparison.
Think about how good RG3 was before his injury.
When he was healthy, he was one of the best in the
league.
Extremely
dynamic.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of talk about
Sports Fury in the house.
Yeah, they are. Dilly.
If you haven't done so, please check out their channel. They got a great channel over there. Thank you so much for tuning in, buddy. Josh or Sean, whoever it is. If it's both you guys, thank you guys for tuning in.
Yes.
I was
going to say, they actually said Kyler Murray looked better at his pro day than Baker Mayfield did.
Kyler Murray looked great today. I'll be the first to tell you that. He looked great today. I'm fair. I'm objective. I'm going to tell you the truth. Connor McDonald, thank you so much for tuning into the chat. Brady.
But I was going to say also.
Yeah.
I told you, Chris, probably 5 weeks ago, when he declared for the draft, I told you by the time this draft rolls around, I'm going to have a ton of Giants fans convinced on this kid. I did my job.
I just don't want to trade.
I did my job. I'm not saying you're convinced, but I did my job. I can tell by the chat and my comments. You can get that.
Yeah, thank you so much, John Latore says, the bad dog and entertainer. I'm at work. Go Eagles. Go Giants. But I really do appreciate the super chat. Great Eagles fan. He's always on my channel. And I saw Hibbit say that he loves me and JC's videos. I really appreciate that, Hibbit. And if you haven't done so, please check out Bad Dog. He makes great videos himself. You will not want to miss it. Link is in the description below.
Appreciate it, brother. I want to work with Jets Central. I don't know what the hell we talk about, though. He's a Jets, I'm a Giants. He's a Mets, I'm a Yankees. What the hell are we talking about?
Well, you talk about broad NFL. I tell you, that guy is great. He knows what he's
Well, I'll tell you what. He just hit 9K.
Yeah, he knows. And there's a reason. There's a reason for that. I mean, you think I work. You think I work hard? That guy puts out a video every day. I mean, he's fantastic. He's fantastic. Tom Coughlin is the guy. I love Tom Coughlin. Don't even get me started. I get choked up when I think about Tom Coughlin. Whenever I hear the name Tom Coughlin, I think about the rosy cheeks in San Francisco. That's what I think about. I mean, in Green Bay, rather. Green Bay. That's what I think about.
I just thought of someone. We talk about how the offense went right down the tubes in 2016. It's because he wasn't there. And I think something that really does not show up in the box score is how much Eli Manning missed Tom Coughlin. I think part of Eli Manning's problem was mentally. I think he missed You know, kind of like Derek Jeter had Joe Torre.
That's not a bad. That's a Dire Giants fan. Thank you so much. Great stream, guys. 180. Yeah, we were over 200 for a while, supposedly.
Yeah, we were.
Thank you so much, Dire Giants fan. I really do appreciate that super chat. Thank you very much. Always donates. Great subscriber.
Yeah, he is. He's one of my sponsors, man.
Yeah,
He sponsors
he is.
my channel.
I hope one day he calls in. I don't think I've gotten an opportunity to talk to him yet. Tom Coughlin brings you discipline. Blake Bortles screwed up that check. Tom Coughlin is one of the... I hated the way he went out. I know it was time for a change, but they should have cleaned house completely. And I always say this, they made it seem like it was his fault. It wasn't. It was
definitely wasn't. It was Jerry Reese's fault.
Jerry Reese was the main problem, and I hated the way he went out.
And that's why we're still where we are, because of Jerry Reese.
I don't know if I'm going to believe this. He says Clinton Dix 3 years, $21 million. I'm not going to believe anything that people say at this point.
Again, I'm watching NFL Network.
Yeah.
If I see breaking news, I will tell you. Oh, the Giants is no.
Yeah. Isaiah, man,
nothing's
love
up
Isaiah.
there. I'm watching a commercial about some drug because that's where we live in now is Epclusa. I don't even know what the hell that is. There's always a commercial about drugs. That's all we got. But
could you see Odell?
Any breaking news, I'll be the first to tell you. I'm watching it.
Could you see Odell coming back to the Giants after? No, William Watson.
No way.
Odell's gone. The Giants never wanted Odell. I mean, obviously they wanted him when they drafted him.
If they wanted Odell, they would have never traded him.
Yeah, this regime never wanted Odell. They signed him knowing they were going to trade him. I fully believe that. I don't think this was I don't think this was a regroup decision. I don't think that at one point they were like, literally in 365 days, I don't think they went from, actually less than that, because they signed him close at the start of the season last year. So in literally like 200 days, I don't think they went from being, this guy is the future of the franchise, let's sign him to this mega deal, and literally 200 days later, just for like, let's get him off the team. I think there was a plan in place. They didn't know when they were going to trade him. Obviously, they hoped everything worked out and they went on a run, but they knew in the back of their head, we're going to sign this guy knowing that at some point it is very likely we are going to flip him.
There's no doubt in my mind when Gettleman came in here, he went in here with the mindset, I'm getting rid of every freaking guy that Jerry Reese drafted. I'm going to get rid of every one of them. Because every single first-round pick now that Reese had, they're all gone. There is not one first-round pick left on this team from the Jerry Reese regime. None of it.
And that puts.
I'm sorry, Ingram is still here. Evan Ingram is still here, and he's going to be. There's be no reason to trade him. There's no reason.
He doesn't make enough. He doesn't make enough to want to get rid of him.
Pugh obviously gone. We didn't sign him back, although I think that was still under Reese when he left. Beckham's gone now. Flowers is gone. Apple's gone. Everybody's gone.
It's a new team. It's a new team. They're building it the way they want. That's what happens when there's a regime change.
And that's what Gettleman came in here and said, nope, I don't like the way he built this. I'm building it my way.
Yeah.
Doing it my way, like Frank Sinatra. He's I'm going to be Frank Sinatra. I'm going to be blue eyes. I'm building it my way.
Yeah, and I was going to sing some Sinatra, but I'll save that for Friday night.
You save that for Friday.
I'll save that for Friday night when we do a little nonsense.
Real quick, just a quick plug. We still don't have a name for the final.
Yes. Quick plug. Anybody new to the channel, and don't expect sports talk. Every Friday we get together. It's kind of our night to just relax and we just talk about whatever. We talk about what the chat talks about, but it's fun. It'll be on my channel this week. Next week it's going to be on Baddog. It's called Talkin Nonsense.
It's great. People love it.
Yeah, don't expect sports talk, but if you want to come in and just have a good night, you'll enjoy it. People have a good time.
Yeah, they do. You might get a little sports talk, but usually it ends up with strippers and mile-high clubs and...
Well, this week,
woo, Bambi, woo! It usually ends up with that.
But this week we will definitely talk a little Beckham. We have to a little.
Yeah,
bit.
Of course, because it's a huge story. But
can't wait till that live stream about. We appreciate that. Do you like my pro? Yeah, what's not to like? You're adorable. And what are you guys thinking about at 17? Now, Josh, we said this a little earlier. I think there's 3 positions they could go. I'm not going to give you a specific name. Well, they could go cornerback, which could be a Murphy. A Baker, Greedy Williams. They could go pass rusher, which could be a Montez Sweat. It could be a Clay and Farrell, or they could go offensive line, which could be a Jonah Williams or a Taylor, someone like that. So those are the names you're looking at. O-line, cornerback, pass rusher at 17.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jeremy just said it. You look like Rocky, but I don't know if he's talking about me or you, but people used to tell me I look like Stallone, but I get Nicolas Cage by far.
Stallone.
I get Cage by far.
You don't talk dirty about your sister.
Hey, yo.
But, hey, listen, I also say at 17, Hollywood Brown, if he's there. This is another possibility. We need an explosive outside receiver. You got one right there.
He could take the top off of defense, and we could use that.
I don't think he performed at the pro today. He's coming out. I think he had a Liz Frank injury, which is that broken foot. That's a Kip Sims out all that year. Those things are strange. He's played on that, though.
You think he could fold around too? You think it's possible with the injury? No.
I think he's too talented to fold in the second round.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if somebody didn't suck him up in the first. I don't think he's going. There's a possibility he falls to 17 because he didn't perform in any of this stuff.
I think he will fall to 17.
I think there's a possibility.
In my mock, I think I had him going to Tennessee at 19.
Yeah.
I think that's where I had him going. I got him penciled in that 16 to 19 area between Carolina and Tennessee. 16 to 19.
Yeah. So, like I said, I said it. Someone said it in my stream. Yeah, Kyler at 6, Hollywood at 17. That would be a wet dream come true for old Baddog.
Well, you're an Oklahoma fan.
Yeah.
Do you like my name? Sure, Cushman. What's not to like? It's adorable.
Delano says Baddog, a.k.a. De Niro.
Yes.
I get that. I've got that a lot, too.
Mr. Bobby D. Mr. Bobby D. Is it worth waiting and tanking for Tua next year? I'm never for tanking, but as I've said for months, I'm not going to be upset if they don't take a quarterback in this draft. I don't think they have to. I think they definitely should consider it. But if they wait one more year and they're committed to taking the quarterback, then the problem, though, you're playing with fire because you don't know what pick you're going to have. So that's the one thing you got to worry about.
I worry a lot about Tua's durability, man. I just worry about it. He's beat up in college all the time, and it scares me, man.
Yeah.
It scares me. So that scares people. Worry about Kyler Murray's durability because of his size, but Kyler Murray never had any injury problems. Tua's been not injured per se, but injured, but not injured, but hampered by injury.
Let me give you a hypothetical. Say Murray's gone. Say the Arizona rumors are true. We get to 6. You could take either Devin White or Haskins. Now, if you pass on Haskins, you're more than likely going to have to wait till next year, and you don't know where you're going to be picking. Do you take Haskins or do you go Devin White at 6? Because that could be a tough dilemma there.
Yeah, because who the hell replaces Eli? You don't want to sign a free agent quarterback. You don't want to do that. Although they'd have the money to do it. I mean, there was, not that it's going to happen, but there's that talk of Russell Wilson. Is that possible? Is that possible that they have $90 million in cap space in 2020 and Russell Wilson becomes a New York Giant? Is that possible?
I mean, anything's possible. We just saw Odell Beckham get traded, so anything's possible.
True.
Yeah, but realistically, is it going to happen? I doubt it. But I would have doubted Beckham too, so.
Yeah, we don't know where we're going to pick.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there's only 2 quarterbacks I like in next year's draft, and that's Tua and Herbert. I don't like Fromm at all. I'm not a fan of Fromm whatsoever.
No.
I mean, Jalen Hurts. I mean, we'll have to see what he does at Oklahoma. But I'm not a huge Jalen Hurts guy. I mean, we'll get a better look at him this year. I don't know, man. That's a really tough call.
And then the other option is, of course, trading for Rosin if the opportunity presents itself.
That would be that's the best option to me. Even though I'm not a Rosin guy, but like I said,
because that allows you to get White still.
Yeah, exactly. It allows us to build a defense, and Rosin will be a capable quarterback. We don't need him to be Tom Brady. We don't need him to be Aaron Rodgers. We don't need him to be these guys. We just need him to be an above average, quarterback who don't turn the ball over. You build that line. You use Saquon Barkley.
Right.
Rosin can move out of the pocket. He's not a scrambler, but he is mobile.
Rosin last year, I don't look at his numbers. He had the worst offensive line in the sport. PFF ranked him the 32nd worst offensive line. So right. I'm not reading too much into his numbers. I agree with you. If you could get the offensive line with Saquon Barkley, I think Rosin can get the job done. I don't love Rosin. I don't. I probably like Haskins more for the Giants. But if you're talking about a second-round pick and being able to take Devin White or taking Haskins and not being able to take Devin White, I'm leaning Rosin.
I'm just talking about the Giants. I'm just looking at it real quick. It's not saying much there. Just showing what they added. But that perked my ears up because they actually do have the Giants on TV right now. So, but Rosin's a whiner.
Yeah, Rosin had a bad completion percentage, but actually Josh Allen had a worse. Josh Allen was 52%. I think Rosin was 56%. I mean, but that's all rookies. I mean, Darnold was 57%. I mean, he's a rookie quarterback with a bad offensive line. He threw
28 interceptions his first year in the league.
Yeah.
Eli Manning was terrible his first year.
Jared Goff was terrible his first year. I mean,
exactly. Jared Goff. Carson Wentz wasn't good his first year in the league.
Yeah.
It's very rare that a rookie quarterback comes in and lights the world on fire. Pat Mahomes is an exception, okay?
Dak Prescott was very good. Robert Griffin before the injury was very good. Matt Ryan, I think, was decent. I don't know if he was very good, but I think he was decent. But it's rare that a guy lights the fire up. Yeah, John Schmidt, he was 48%, but it was different back then. Quarterbacks used to throw for high 50s, and that was a good completion percentage during Eli's rookie year.
Yeah, and Eli played half the year that year.
Yeah.
As well. So.
All right,
I don't know.
Thank you so much for tuning into the stream, buddy. Entertaining. Don't forget, we do talk about recliners on Talking Nonsense.
Yes, we do. We talk about everything pretty much.
How come you don't get listen, King PJ, I don't know if they're still in here. Sports Fury is more than welcome to come on my channel anytime they want. I know they're very busy guys, but yeah, if they ever want to come on next week after, any day they call me, they tell me, Sports Fury, you come on, you're here. As long as I'm not busy, I'm not working with Baddog or somebody else, they're on here.
William Watson says, will you still wear your OBJ jersey? But you know, I almost wore it tonight.
Oh, really? Oh, Asia, thank you so much for the super chat. Asia, just stand up, Chris and Baddog. Asia, thank you so much for the super chat.
What's up, Asia?
Love Asia.
Asia ready for that Yankee season. So am I. Dilly.
Dilly is right.
Ready for Yankees. But no, William, I will not wear it again. I'm not a player guy. He's not a Giant. I won't wear it again.
Why I choose Haskins over Rosin is Rosin struggled in college with a pro coach, then struggled greatly in Arizona. Haskins thrived with no running game and I like Haskins, Jeremy. You know I do. And Jeremy is a huge Haskins guy. You know I like Haskins. You don't have to sell me on it. I like Haskins a little more than Rosin, but the difference in the price tag is huge.
Yeah, it is.
You know, you're talking about getting a linebacker that could... And Rosin, I still think could get the job done. It is what it is. If I was absolutely in love with Haskins, I would completely say, no, don't do it. I like Haskins a lot, but he's not a guy I'm head over heels for. He's not Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck, when he came out, I was head over heels for him.
I think Rosin at 37 is more valuable than Haskins at 6. That's the way I would talk about that.
Yeah.
And I saw what he says because I just clicked my mouse and now I'm not gonna be able to scroll up. She said something about Odell Beckham's a diva because he wanted more talent. That's not why he's a diva. He's a diva because he's just watch him. It has nothing to do with it. Eli's part of it, but I mean.
I'm with you. It's Cole. I'd roll the dice for a second round pick too. You should have immediately hung up on the bozo that suggested we trade Bart.
I was actually listening to you when that happened. And I'm like, what the hell is this guy talking about?
Yeah, I try to be courteous. I don't like to do that, but in my head, I'm like, I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Rover said that once too. When I was like, Rover, I love you to death, but what are you talking about? What are you drinking tonight, Rover?
Yeah.
I think he called you and said something about trading Barkley. I'm like, bro, there is no trading Saquon Barkley.
Oh, you cannot. You never trade Saquon Barkley. We drafted that guy to be our workhorse. He's our guy.
Yeah.
Someone here tell me the secret to Gettleman's massive balls. Okay.
What?
Oh, I guess he's saying he's got big balls for doing the.
Oh, he does. We talked about that. They're huge. They're elephantitis of a nuts.
I'll tell you, for a guy with a Boston accent, I'm from New York. I've never loved a guy from Boston more. That guy's got balls, whether you agree with him or not. Rosin struggled in Arizona because of, exactly. I agree with you, Jake. His offensive line was complete garbage. It's the worst offensive line in the sport last year. Entertainer Baddog wanted to trade me. What are you talking about there, MH? Go Arizona. Yeah, well, AZ Cardinals in the house. Brandon Rogers, what's going on, my man? What's your opinion on the prospect Kevin Bitchhead? Okay, now we're just getting silly here. What will you do with OBJ jersey, Baddog? William Monson wants to know.
Just leave it in my closet, like I did with everything else.
Yeah, I don't think he's.
Maybe I'll give it to a Cleveland Browns fan. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Why, you want it, William? I'll send it to you if you want my OBJ jersey. You can have it. I mean, I'll sign it for you.
No, it's cool. Rover is crazy, but he's very entertaining.
Yes, he is.
And the thing I love about him is he really tells you what he feels, and that's what I admire about him.
Yeah, of course, just like I do.
Yeah.
You know what? There's one thing that does tick me off. Some of these trolls, I don't understand why they do it, but they come in there. Like one guy is telling me the whole reason I was happy Beckham was gone is because, he's a. Just like the Haskins thing. Oh, you don't want a black quarterback. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, number one, pay attention to my videos because I want Kyler Murray, you idiot.
And you wanted Bridgewater.
Right, I wanted Bridgewater, exactly. So what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
Just ignorant people that don't even pay attention.
Well,
I can't stand ignorance. It ticks me off.
But you're going to run into that on YouTube. I ran into it the other day. A guy called, he didn't say it, he insinuated. He said, you think like an old white man because I was okay with trading Beckham. And I'm like, What does that have to do with anything?
It
Because
has nothing to do with anything.
yeah, it's like I love a lot of players, whether they're white or black.
Exactly. I love the players that are going to help us win, man.
Yeah, I like players.
That's
who wear,
what I care
I
about.
like players who wear blue, and I see one
Exactly.
color. When I look at football. So he's Baddog doesn't want a Playboys. Come on, I think he's kidding. Would you? Trade,
I know he's kidding.
Yeah,
I know he's kidding.
Would you trade Rover?
Especially since he's a Sooners fan, I know he's kidding.
Would you trade Rover Sports for Ron Effect?
No way.
Yeah, no. White Chocolate, love you, brother. You know you are black, and Baddog is light skinned. Isaiah is the best. Yeah, you all deal with that troll stuff. Well, I'd be way too irritated. Yeah, Jeffrey, it is what you expect it when you come on and you deal with the public. You expect it. People are gonna come at you. Yeah. That's right. Chris Wills, I could think whether black. Jake is awesome. Jake says I will blank a blank, suck a blank, whether it's black or white.
Oh.
He's not a troll, Big Green. You didn't have to do that. He's a good subscriber. He was just kidding.
Yes.
Evan Ingram. Wow, this is moving. Entertain alike, black, white, and yes, I do.
Evan Ingram for David Njoku. Why?
Yeah.
That's moving laterally.
Delano says we're invited to his family cookout. Delano,
good. I'm hungry, Delano. What are you making?
Give me the day and time. You tell me what you make and what should I bring. What do you want me to bring? I'll bring it.
Yeah, what do you want me to bring? Exactly. Want me to bring some cannolis? I got you.
We'll bring the cannolis, whatever, the strombolis, whatever you want us to bring. We'll bring it.
Mozzarella, whatever you want.
Do you think we can draft Askins and hope Devin White? Devin White ain't dropping us. In my opinion,
no way.
Devin White ain't
we'll be lucky. I mean, we'll be lucky if he gets a 6.
I think he'll get the 6.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I do think he'll get the 6. Evan Ingram can't block. That's the problem. That's the problem we've always had with Evan Ingram, that he can't block. This is moving now.
Well, they do have another tight end. I mean, they have Red Ellis in there. I mean, they do have a second tight end. And Scott Simonson's a third tight end.
Yeah, they signed him back. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Bengals is the floor for Devin White. I agree with that. I think he's a perfect fit for the Bengals, to be honest with you, for the Clips. I think that's a good team. They could really use the Bengals of every team in the NFL. They have so much controversy there, it seems, all the time. They could use a level-headed leader, which is what Devin White is, and he'd be a perfect pick for the Bengals at 11 if he ever got there.
I agree. I can't see him getting there, though. I got to run the bathroom. I've been holding him for a while. I'll be right back.
Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do, my man. Do what you got to do. Evan Ingram. Yeah, no, Jeremy, I will say that he's a willing blocker. He tries. By the way, I don't know if you saw it, Sports Fury, and I'm not pressuring you at all. I know you guys are busy. You got a huge channel. Somebody suggested you should come on the channel, and I never want to force it because I know you guys have a huge channel. You guys are always busy, but I'm throwing the invitation out now in case you guys didn't hear it. Anytime you want to come on, you guys text me. Come on, talk sports. Somebody asked me about it. What do you think of the? I missed that. Why haven't we signed Darrell Williams? Darrell Williams already signed. He signed for $7 million, which was a steal. John Stone, go do what you got to do. If we suck next year, how long does Pat Shurmur have before getting canned? I think Shurmur's got at least 2 more years, minimum. Way too early for Super Bowl picks. Mine are the Bears and Colts. Way too early, like you said. Ingram should become a wide receiver at 6'3". What do you think? I don't think so. Because then he loses his value.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Evan Ingram would have to learn a whole new playbook at that point.
Jeremy says,
can Evan Ingram run a post? Can he run a fly? Can he run all that? I mean, it's a much different position than a tight end.
Jeremy says, are you guys both Italian? I think we're both half.
Yes.
So you put us together, we're a full cannoli.
Right.
Whitney, thank you so much.
I'm like 75% actually. My dad was part of Italian. My dad was Italian, Irish, German. Mother was Italian.
I think I'm a little more than half. Whitney says, Kevin, I'll be happy to take your OBJ off your hands. Whitney says.
I might have to have a bidding war going on.
Dilly, thank you so much, Whitney, for the super chat. Really do.
I'll tell you what, give me a first and a third round pick, and I'll get a jersey.
Yeah. Thoughts on the Bills moves? The Bills didn't bring in a big splash of a player, but they made a lot of moves. They definitely upgraded their team. They brought in 2 receivers. They brought in Ross, and they brought in Beasley at the wide receiver position, which they certainly needed. They brought in an offensive lineman, I think. I don't remember who it was, but they brought in an offensive line. They brought in a lot. They brought in like 5 or 6 free agents, the Bills. They did good. I mean, for the money they had, they did well. They had a lot of money they spent, and they didn't overspend, it seems. So I liked a lot of the deals they made, the Bills.
Right. Joe says Bad Dog and I are exactly the same mix. That's why we get along so well, Joe.
There you go.
Same.
There you go. Mitch Morse, that was at the center, yes. They overpaid, I guess, based on how much Paradis went for. Paradis went for cheaper than Morse, and everybody said Paradis was the best guy in the market. The Panthers got unbelievable value with that. LOL, Chris is my white chocolate. And Tana makes the bowls of Scarface look like a cannoli. The Bills took our Pro Bowl return. Yes, I heard about that. It's Cola. Splash says how old? I'm 33. Bad Dog is 42.
42, yeah.
But he doesn't look a day over 12.
Let's not get carried away.
John Brown. I'm sorry, Chris, but John Brown. How long until the Giants will be good? I think they'll be good in 2 years.
Let me clear this up, guys. I'm not getting rid of my Odell Beckham jersey. All right, I was fooling around. I'm not sending that to anybody. It's it'll be it'll be there. It'll be in the closet, just like the Jason Sehorn jersey. In 20 years from now, I'll break it out during a Giants game, and I'll be like, there'll be young kids and they're like, who the hell's that?
Right. In 10,
I have to tell them, like they do now. Who the hell's Sehorn?
Right. In 20 years, when you still look the same way you do, you'll have the Beckham jersey on, and then people will be like, who the hell's that guy?
Yeah, that'll be the nicest thing about that.
Derek Santiago says he loves the OBJ trade. We're starting to agree with that. We both agree that they could have gotten more, but when you trade a star, you never get fair market value.
Yep. And, again, I go back to what the Steelers got for Antonio Brown, and look at what the Giants got for Odell Beckham. I think we did a better job.
Yeah, and Brandon wants to know, do you lift? Is the Pope Catholic?
Yeah. Does Rover crap in the woods?
Yeah, does a bear shit in the woods? Does Rover shit in the woods? Yes, he lifts. If you've ever seen this guy's biceps, you would know. My two favorite Giants YouTubers, hail to the Redskins, Leon Ellis, we really appreciate
Thank you,
that.
Leon.
Thank you
really appreciate it, brother. Really appreciate that.
Chris is my white chocolate with chocolate chip cookies. Let's see. Do you think we should draft a quarterback this year or wait another? Sean, if I had to, I would like to get it out of the way, but it's not. I'm not gonna be upset if they don't. I'm not gonna be upset if they wait a year.
Me neither.
We have to exercise patience. Shermer definitely needs to get better offensive schemes. Yeah, you can't fire. That's what I love about the Giants organization is they don't rush to conclusions. They've never done that. They fired McAdoo not because they were bad for 2 years, because of what he did, how he handled the media, what he did with Eli. He was a jerk, and they knew that. They knew he wasn't handling the media well, and that's why they got rid of him. But the Giants have never been a team to rush to conclusions, and that's why they've had success.
Yeah. Yes, he does, Playboy, indeed. Kyler kisses my forehead. Yeah, absolutely. Without a doubt.
I think Jack Rabbit will be cut next year. He'll be there this year, car cash, but not after. Thoughts on Lorenzo Carter? I think Lorenzo Carter's going to have a very good year.
I do too.
Yeah, I think I'll have at least 7 or 8 sacks. Jake says any team that was willing to pick up OBJ contract was never going to give more than what. Jake, I agree. That's why I'm saying people are going to. I equated it to selling a car, for example. If a car's worth $10K, you're not going to get $10K if somebody doesn't really want that car. If somebody's like, yeah, I really like your car, but I want to bargain. And then you bargain and you sell it for $7K. And that's what they got. They probably got about 75% of what OBJ was worth.
Yep, and that's fine. I mean, sometimes you got to do it, man. Yeah. And remember, he's been banged up. I mean, look at it. You can think you want to use a car analogy. I mean, that's great. Odell Beckham's a nice shiny Ferrari, but if it's got bad shocks and it's running low on fuel or runs out of fuel, what good is a Ferrari with an empty tank of fuel? Yeah. Odell Beckham played 15 games in the last 2 years?
Yeah,
not a lot.
Yeah.
So I mean, he had a bad ankle injury. Took him 6 weeks to recover from a thigh bruise. I mean, maybe the Giants have said, I don't know, but it's just strange.
Entertainer, what's good, Playboy? Been driving. Hey, totally agree with going back to the blue-collar Giants days. Our team has vision now. In 2 or 3 years, we can be a dominant team, especially.
Agreed.
I am completely with you.
Agreed.
Rudy, I love Rudy, man. This guy is so knowledgeable. He always drops the nicest comments, huge comments, long comments, like paragraphs on my videos. And every time he tunes in, he brings up great points. And I'm with you, man. We couldn't agree more on this topic. And Bad Dog feels the same exact way.
Same exact way.
Yeah.
Same exact way.
Why
don't you wear my OBJ jersey tomorrow night? I'm doing a Clippers game. What am I going to wear that for?
You can wear your Gallinari jersey.
I don't have a Gallinari.
I know.
I did a stream last night. He didn't play. So that's the second damn time that's happened to me.
Is Ansah from the Lions available? Yes, but he's old. I don't want him.
I don't want him either.
I want to get young. I appreciate that, Kush, but thank you. Can Berkeley be the workhorse? Do you have faith? Of course. Is the Pope Catholic? I'm going to say that statement. Can Berkeley be the workhorse? Of course he can. He's the best running back in the league as far as I'm concerned.
He says Friday night where OBJ. No, I'm thinking Friday night. Thinking I'm wearing the shirt Bobby got me.
I gotta get a haircut before Friday night. And
that would be completely nonsensical. to wear a Tom Brady shirt.
Yes, yeah, that would be nonsensical. And I gotta get a haircut before that night. I gotta get the vocals ready.
I get those ready, definitely.
I had a hell of a dream last night. I just hate it wasn't real. Playboy says, all right. Barkley's already a leader. Barkley's awesome. Am I a delusional Jets fan for thinking they could possibly be going 10? No, it's cool. I think you guys could go 10-6. I don't know if I would expect it, but you definitely could. I mean, look at the Giants. Eli's second year when they went and got him help in year one.
They went 11-5.
Yeah, they went 11-5. They made the playoffs second year, then they made the playoffs third year, then they won the Super Bowl fourth year.
Yep, and then they had the best year I've ever seen the Giants have in his fifth year in 2008 before Burris shot himself in the leg.
Yeah.
Plus, it's a dynasty. We were a dynasty if Burris didn't do that.
Yeah.
We were the best team in the league in 2008 by a mile. It wasn't close.
We were 11-1.
We dominated teams by running the ball. Two 1,000-yard rushers that year.
That's what we get. That's what we got to get back to. No more Piano Man, Scott. All right, we'll pick another song this week. Good night, guys.
Rest the Piano Man, though.
Pro Caccini, have a good night, buddy. Thank you for tuning in.
Darius Geis is a wild card, Michael. It'll be very interesting. He's got a ton of talent. It's a shame what happened to him last year, but it'll be pretty good. Him and AP, that should be a good combination. I think Geis should have a nice year next year.
Once again, I'm just going to say it to anybody that may have popped in, didn't hear the first time. If you have not done so, please go to the link in the description. Go check out this man's channel. We're going to go for about another 5 minutes. It's 11:06, maybe 10 minutes tops. I just want to thank everybody that's been here, everybody that's tuned in, anybody that has just joined my channel, whether it be from this video throughout the week. Obviously, I put out a ton of content. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. I hope you don't regret it. I put out a lot of content, and I put in a lot of work, so I think you guys will enjoy it. And same thing with Baddog, of course. Wayne Gallman.
Yeah, spike that like from my man. Make sure you guys are hitting that thumbs up button, man. Bang that thing. Bang it like it's Aaron Andrews. I say it all the time. Leg drop it, super kick it, stone cold stun it. I don't care what you do. Just do something to that like button.
Daquan Patterson, welcome to the channel, buddy. He says, you guys are awesome, fam. New subscriber here, and I am proud to say it. Go into that description if you haven't done so. I'm sure you have. And hit up his channel as well. We work together all the time. And thank you so much. Welcome to the channel, buddy.
Yes. Thank you so much, Daquan. Love it. You will love the channels. I guarantee it. Like you said, we work together a lot. And we have such a great group of followers. I mean, big sports fans. We have from every team. And great conversations, very knowledgeable. You get the troll now and again, but that's to be expected. But you'll love the channel. Thank you so much.
All we're gonna say is on that nonsense stream, if we get a little crazy, that's what that stream's about.
Don't expect off on Friday nights.
Yeah, don't expect sports talk on Friday
this way. We feel everyone had a long week at work. You know, most people got the weekend off the next day. I know you work on Saturday, but most people have the week off, and it's just time to kick back, relax, and just be stupid.
Yeah.
And just,
And Mark Smith, we appreciate that. And Mark Smith, I always see you pop in. Don't think I don't. He says, you guys are good together and separate. Man, we appreciate that, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark. Yeah, it means a lot. It really does.
Yeah. I look forward to the videos every day. Let's go. Thank you very much, Erie. Thank you very much.
Erie, yes. I don't understand what MH is asking. It's the fourth time I've seen, what's a bad dog without calves testosterone? What? I don't know what that means.
I don't know. And Rudy says, I'm very happy about how our O-line and secondary has made a 180 in a few short weeks. You're absolutely right, Rudy. That's another great point. The secondary has gone from a liability to now at least average with the safeties we've brought in. The offensive line has now gone from a slightly below average offensive line to probably a slightly above average offensive line, especially when we address the right tackle in the draft. And yeah, you're right. And the more I think about it, with the improved offensive line, I'm not going to say it's crazy that we win 8 or 9 games next year. I'm not going to predict.
We have a weaker schedule.
Yeah, we have a weaker schedule.
Like I said, the Giants' offense the last 4 games, outside that Titans game, we scored 102 points in 4 games, and 102 points in 3 games, really. And like I said, we scored 40. It was the first time we scored 40 forever without Odell Beckham. Scored 27 against the Colts without Odell Beckham. Scored 35 against the Cowboys without Odell Beckham.
And this offensive line is going to be better.
Right.
So, with Saquon Barkley, if we could control the pace of play, you never know.
But I completely agree with Rudy, and I mentioned that before. That even if Kyler Murray's not there, and I'm a big Murray guy. If just in case anybody's new, I am a huge Kyler Murray guy. But I said if Murray's not there, I would definitely go defense twice. Devin White and Clelin Ferrell, Devin White and Montez Sweat. I mean, if you could get those two guys to go B.J. Hill and Lorenzo Carter, I mean, your defense all of a sudden is.
And don't forget Peppers, the safety.
And Peppers, right?
Yeah. Then you got some youth
and
there.
Sam
Beal, yeah. And then even in the later second round, maybe keep going defense. Maybe you get a good corner there. Who knows? And then next year you continue to bring in whether it be through free agency, you bring in an impact corner in free agency or whatever, and you could have a great defense.
Or you bring in that big edge rusher, that Jadeveon Clowney, or that Demarcus Lawrence, and you bring in a playmaker to go on the other side of Montez Sweat. It's just
but don't forget about Lorenzo Carter.
Opportunities are there now for us.
Don't forget about Lorenzo Carter.
Right, Lorenzo Carter, exactly.
And the Giants could have a great defense in 2 years. They really can, and that is encouraging to me. I get more pumped up about having a potential great defense than having Odell Beckham. I'm sorry, that's the way I think. It's always going to be the way I think.
The other thing is, what was I going to say? We couldn't have done that without Odell Beckham. Without trading Odell Beckham. We could have never made those moves. We could have never went all defense if we didn't trade.
Yeah, of course.
So that's why it's a huge deal, because as I said when I took all that flack 2 years ago for making that video saying we should trade him, I tried to explain that if you have 6 holes in a boat and you can fill, and you have a certain amount of whatever, caulk or whatever. Caulk, guys. Caulk. Okay. And I know these guys.
Caulk.
Right? Caulk.
Even though when I say it, you probably still think I'm saying the other word, but caulk.
We have a certain amount of that. And you can fill 4 holes with that. Or you can plug 1 hole with all of it. How fast does the boat sink? Which way does the boat sink faster? It's going to sink faster if you fill 1 hole.
Common sense.
Now all of a sudden you've taken all of that out of 1 hole and you filled 4 other holes. The boat is going to sink a lot less fast.
Common sense. And what's up, movie critic, man? We're going to be closing this out in about 5 minutes, but thank you so much for popping in.
Barry said it's a Friday already.
Do you think don't sleep on... B.J. Goodson, Lamel, is talented. We've seen it. I remember, I think it was 3 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. The opening night game against the Cowboys, he had like 20 tackles. And he is talented. The problem
He
can't stay healthy. That's the problem with Goodson. I'm kind of here, but I love listening and watching you guys. Big Blue Forever. Joseph, we really appreciate that. Thanks. You know what I always love when we get the lingerers, the guys that don't, once in a blue moon, you're so like, oh, wow, this guy's been listening this whole time. You just really talking the chat out. It's cool,
Yes, thank you, Joseph. Really appreciate it. Like Smash Talk. I mean, he was a guy, there's a lot of them that, Taylor does that too. Even though Taylor comments, she'll be in the stream for like an hour.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you. Yeah.
But I think a lot of times she's working on being a lawyer, and then she does what she's doing, listening, and then she's just
background noise. I just QC asked the question real quick, and Dire Giants fan, thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. Great subscriber. QC asked, who do you think will win the AFC West next year?
Chiefs.
It's going to be a great division, though. Raiders are much improved. The Chiefs and, of course, the Chargers are still very talented. So that's a great division, but I'll tell you, it's either the Chargers. The Chargers are very talented too. The Chargers got a great team. I'll go Chiefs though. I'll go Chiefs, but very good division.
But the Raiders did the same thing. The Giants are taking a page out of the Raiders book. They got rid of Amari Cooper. They got rid of Khalil Mack. That ticked a lot of Raiders fans off. But now look at them. They had all that cap space to work with. They bring in Antonio Brown and give him nothing for Antonio Brown. They have 3 first-round picks this year, and they're doing it the right way. The Raiders are definitely, I don't think they're going to be good enough to win the division because I just don't think Derek Carr can do it, but they'll be a lot better.
Thank you so much for the super chat, Movie Critic. He says, the Movie Critic is sick. I love how he talks in the third person.
I hope you feel
better. We hope you feel better. I
do that a lot. I talk in the third person a lot all the time. Bad Dog. I always say, Bad Dog feels, whatever.
Yeah. My Dolphins are easily the worst team. I don't know if they're the worst team in football, but they're not that good, Cooper.
I mean, we're not very good either, Cooper.
Yeah. What do you guys mean the Broncos are? Jeremy, I think the Broncos are solid, but you're not winning the division. Kyler and Nickel. I like Nickel Harry. Tall receivers, good second round target for the Giants. Good to know, Cushman. What if Josh Norman was? Oh God, that would be horrible.
Actually, that'd be great. I wish you would.
Yeah.
I wish they would put him in Cleveland.
It would be entertaining.
It'd be very funny.
Yeah. The Raiders have the right coach. Gruden does shit his way, and he'll be doing it for Vegas soon.
Yeah.
I like Gruden. I do like Gruden. Hey, guys, what's up, D.D. Johnson? You get your
scholarship? Johnson, my man.
You get your scholarship yet, buddy? You get your scholarship? Okay, good to know that.
Rickson Conserve says, I miss Odell. I get it. I mean, there's a lot of big Odell fans, but you gotta look at it, man. This is for the future of the Giants. That's what the trade was about. It's about our future because we have, like I said, we've been stuck in the middle of the ocean on a rowboat with no paddles. We're just kind of floating in no man's land. Jerry Reese never addressed the positions we needed. It's just like we're just going to take great athletes, and that's the end of it. That's all we did. Best available. It don't matter. We never drafted a linebacker. Ever.
Yeah. Oh, ever. For years. Yeah, for years.
But he did. He sucked at it.
Yeah. And I just want to say goodnight to Playboy. If he's still in the chat, he said he was out.
Right, Playboy.
Thank you for tuning in. Great show as always. We appreciate that, Ibrahim. Yeah, we're going to be calling this in like 2 minutes. So we might as well start saying our goodbyes. I was depressed but I do understand why we did the trade. Yeah, as long as you got QC, thank you so much, man, for the super chat. Really appreciate QC is the best for the whole sports community. He is fantastic. I say we go Michigan defense this draft. Rashawn Gary and Devin Bush in the first. Rashawn Gary to me is a bit of a reach there. I do like him. He has a lot of versatility. He could play
at 6.
Yeah, not at 6 though.
And I don't think he falls to 17.
I think he goes to 8. I really think he's going to be a Detroit Lion. I think he fits that defense well. Have a good night, Andy Garcia. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. 1 inch. Okay.
Do you know how much I want? I mean, just for MH, I want Kyler Murray to be a Giant so bad. Because I know MH might be a bigger fan of Kyler than I am. I love MH. I love that guy.
I don't care. I don't care. You know what? Call me crazy. Gronk is going to retire, and mark my words, the Jets are going to. I'm not going to call you crazy. I wouldn't be beyond blown away if it happened, but I'm not picking it. It's going.
I'd be extremely shocked.
Yeah,
I think the Jets are going to have to get by the Bills first.
The Bills got a good team too. Yeah. Worst part of rebuilding is that they have to live up to a legacy, so you'll get a lot of idiot comments that don't understand that. Jake says that rebuilding takes 2 or 3 years. You got to be patient.
Yes.
You got to be patient. Russell Wilson, the Giants, that's a pipe dream in my opinion. I already can tell the future once the Giants are good, we are going to need a wide receiver. I don't necessarily think we're going to need one. I think they'll find one in the next 2 or 3 drafts.
Yeah. They're not that hard to find. You can get good wide receivers in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round. You really can.
Yeah. What about Ed Oliver? I do like Ed Oliver, but not at 6. Maybe at 17, actually. That's a guy I didn't think about.
That'd be great.
That's a guy I didn't think about. Ed Oliver at the 17 pick. That's possible. You got Mr. Baddog sickness. There you go.
I haven't been sick in a long time.
Yeah. You were sick like 2 months ago.
Christmas.
Yeah. That's right. What a great time to get sick.
Yeah.
What's up, Skins fan all day? Coming in a little too late. We're about to close it out, but anybody who's not checked out his channel, please do so. Always have a blast when I go over there. With Odell out, would you re-sign? I think they're going to re-sign Shepard.
Yeah. Richard Frame in the house.
Benny Breeze. I might have missed it. The chat moves fast. He says, I repeat, hello, Chris. Hello, Benny Breeze. How you doing, buddy? Sorry I've been gone. I was grounded for not advancing past the hardcore 4.
You busted my bracket, UCF. Nice job.
UCF Jaguar, my man. What are you apologizing for, Skins fan? No, I'm just saying, I wish we could have talked to you longer. We're closing out soon. And everybody do me a favor, go on over to UCF Jaguar. I've been on the stream the whole time. I just don't comment. Good video. Adele, we really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we've seen you. I've seen your comment, Adele. I've seen you pop in there.
Yeah. Mike Shula is Cowboys run the NFL. Well, they do next year, pretty boy. I'll agree with that.
They run the NFC East. Well,
don't enjoy it for too long.
We'll see. The Cowboys better do something in the next year or two because they're running out. They're going to be out of space.
Right.
They got way too much to sign.
Good night, PJ. Good night, Sinclair. Sexy Goat's new hero. That's funny. I see you all the time. Great. Afghanistan, we really appreciate that. Do you guys think the Raiders will keep? Yes, it sounds like they will, at least for this year, keep Derek Carr. I'm chilling. Okay. But
I wasn't sick 2 weeks ago on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Definitely not. Thank you, MH. She says he just appreciate it.
And what would a Monday night video be without the entertainer doing his New York Scream Fest on how the Giants are misusing their boy Saquon? Jake loved my video with the Eagles and Giants when I did it in my car last year. I was going bananas because they weren't using Saquon enough.
Tell me about it. I got freaking guys always quoting, how do you run them 4 times? I mean, I have a freaking rage compilation of me screaming at why we don't run Saquon Barkley. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if it's the William Watson one. There's one, I watch it back, and I am in tears laughing at myself. I laugh so hard at me just talking about Pat Shurmur. And just, it was the Falcons game, man. I laughed so hard at watching. I calmed down a lot in the second half of the season.
Yeah,
I really did. I think you calmed me down. That's when I started working with you. I calmed down a lot.
I got that effect on you. I got that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Cop Pizzle in the house. Dave Gettleman, stand up. Love Cop Pizzle. If anybody has not done so, please go over to his channel. How you doing, Cop? Yeah, I know he's
Cop in the house.
I know he's pumped up about that.
Cop on Twitter says to me the other day, he goes, I think I said I want Devin White. He says, we agree, Baddog. And I said, I'm glad we got rid of Landon Collins. I said that. He said, we agree once again. I tried to tell him, I said, Cop, we agree on everything except for Eli Manning. That's the one guy we don't agree on. It's not bad in a group of 53 guys. We're going to disagree on somebody. He just happens to be the biggest player on the team.
I got an idea. And I don't know what Cop Pizzle's schedule's like. I think the three of us get together and we preview the NFL draft together for the New York Giants. I think the New York fans on YouTube would really love to watch that. It's up to you, Cop. But I think Baddog would love to do that.
I'm in.
I would love to do that. I think it would be a great video. I think all the Giants fans on YouTube would love to see that. But let me know, Cop, man. I love Cop Pizzle. I would love to work with him more. Let me know, man, whether it's on text or anything. But I really appreciate it whenever you come to any of my streams, man. You're an inspiration, man. What you've been doing it for years, man. So good job over there, Cop.
Hey, the whole reason I even got into YouTube both times was because of Cop Pizzle. 2008, I started making video. Well, 2007, I found YouTube and started watching it because of Cop Pizzle, and then I left for 5 years, and then I started watching his videos again, and the dude inspired me. And I was like, this guy's passionate for the Giants. I'm coming back. I gotta get back into this and start doing Giants stuff. Now I've completely retooled my channel, but still, I mean, he's the reason I'm even here. So
yeah, I love what he does over there. Thank you. Let's do it, Cop. We'll set up a day. I got your number. We'll set up a day. We'll do it. Maybe next week after, whatever. I know you're pumped up. I watched your video yesterday, Cop. I got me pumped up. But yeah, man, we are gonna call it a night. I will definitely text you, Cop, this week. We'll try to set that up. Baddog, man, I want to just thank you. I always love doing this. We had a huge crowd tonight. Great stream. Everybody that joined the channel, everybody that joined Baddog's channel, we want to say thank you.
Thank you so much.
Everybody that tuned into the stream, whether it was a minute, whether it was 2 hours, or however long we've been live, I want to say thank you. Delano, we really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Dire Giants fan, appreciate that very much. And I just want to say thank you to Baddog. Every time we do these, I have a blast. And, of course, I'm going to always let you close it out, man.
Yeah, again, thank you guys so much. We did it.
Hold on 1 second, Baddog. I don't know what just happened. A pop-up ad popped up. You went off the screen. Hold on.
Beautiful. Showing my face.
What is going on? It happened again. Hold on.
Oh, I see it. What is going on over there?
Now you're good.
What the hell is going on over there? Anyway, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Huge crowd tonight. You guys are the best. I say it all the time. Couldn't do it without you guys. Love you guys to death. Chris, always appreciate you having me on the channel, man. I love doing this show. We've been doing it for, God, since the bye week. I don't even remember what month that was at this point. November.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And I swear it just gets better and better. And I love seeing it grow. I love seeing the numbers go up. I love getting more people in here, more Giants fans. Give us your opinion, whether you agree with us or not. It's just great to get different opinions. And we respect all opinions, whether you agree with us or not. I mean, that's the best thing about being Giants fans. We don't need to agree. But the one thing we do agree on, the most important thing is we just want what's best for the team. And that's what it's all about. So really appreciate you guys. We will definitely see you Friday for the most ridiculous stream on YouTube. And I can't wait because it's my favorite stream to do. So, till then, guys, we are out of here. Peace!